Sid Meier is a legend in the gaming world. If you've played the Civilization series, you know his work. But his latest game, Sid Meier's Starships, kind of falls short of his reputation. Hey everyone, I'm Cameron, and I love Civilization, specifically Civ 5. Starships is supposed to be set in the same universe as Civilization Beyond Earth, the Civ game that's set in space. And you know what? Typically, if it has spaceships, I'm all in. But so far, Starships just seems like a watered-down, turn-based strategy game. But before I get ahead of myself, let's rewind and start with the basics. The whole point of Starships is to launch a fleet of ships from your homeworld and explore the galaxy. You find other civilizations on planets,
approaching Capricorn 87,
and help them with various tasks, fighting off enemies, escorting ships, that sort of thing. And every time you complete a mission, the planet likes you a bit more, and eventually it becomes a part of your Federation of Planets, giving you more resources and expanding your galactic territory.
Lassote 98 has joined our Federation.
Apparently, it just takes 4 measly favors to make an entire planet full of people sell their soul to you. Seems like they're a bit desperate to me. Now, the main way of winning is to control more than half the map. Every mission looks pretty similar, and it gets repetitive really fast. There's always a chunk of space filled with asteroids and enemy ships, and the combat is all isometric. It's nearly identical to the other Civilization games. You move your ships, then the enemy moves theirs. The big difference is that compared to something like Civ 5, for example, the combat is ridiculously simple. I would say too simple, actually. All you have to do is get line of sight on an enemy and right-click to fire.
Sensors disabled.
That's what the majority of your turns will be like. You have a couple of abilities, like launching fighters, which are just smaller, lightweight ships you can control. And you can also activate stealth, use your long-range sensors to reveal hidden objects, or repair your ship. If you really want to, you can launch a torpedo, which is a high-damage weapon that takes multiple turns to reach its target. We're talking 2 or 3 turns here. I never use it, because ships almost always move out of the way before your torpedo even gets close. I mean, they're not stupid. Commander, we have an incoming torpedo. Your orders? Let's stay right here. Maybe it's a friendly torpedo. And that's really the majority of the game. You're competing with other factions for control of the galaxy, and like in the Civilization games, there is a diplomacy system. If you can call it that. Conversations usually involve the other leader talking about all the upgrades they've unlocked lately. They're awful forthcoming with that information. And then they just wish everyone could just get along. When I declared war on one of my opponents, you know what they said? Nothing. When I asked them about our ongoing war, you know what they said? Can't we all just get along and let's talk about it? Honestly, I wouldn't even bother talking to anyone. It's completely pointless. To put it bluntly, Starships has no depth. You can upgrade the ships in your fleet over time, but the upgrades don't change the appearance of the ships at all. In fact, your ships all look pretty much the same, apart from a few parts painted different colors. You don't even have different types of ships, like heavy and light classes. I'm not saying I want rainbow-colored X-Wings, but wow, give me something here. The actual upgrades are pretty basic too. Increased damage, increased armor, that sort of thing. No new abilities to unlock or specializations to choose. Now I will say, you have 2 different main weapons. Lasers, which are longer range, and plasma, which is shorter but more damaging. Not that you would ever know, because the game picks which weapon type it will fire automatically. The only reason Starships has gotten away with being a Civilization wannabe is that it's not just a PC game, it's also an iPad game. That's why it's more simplistic. That's why its options menu is basically non-existent, and that's possibly why the graphics are a bit low-res looking sometimes. When will developers learn that you can't just port a game onto 2 different kinds of devices? It doesn't work unless you're something like Hearthstone. I make an exception for Hearthstone. Now, I will say, with all of its shortcomings, I think Starships is an excellent iPad game, but that's about it. This game would be perfect for the bathroom. Oh, come on, we all have a go-to toilet game, don't pretend otherwise. But if you're playing on a PC, outside of the bathroom, I'd want more depth, more customization, more abilities. Go with something like Civ 5 if that's what you're into, and leave Starships on the iPad where it belongs. Starships is $15, both on Steam and on the App Store, and my recommendation would be to wait for a sale. $10 is way more reasonable for a game like this, especially when Civ 5 often goes on sale for just a bit more than that. Starships is casual fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. But coming from Sid Meier, I think I expected something more.
Enemy engines disabled.
Let me know what you guys think if you've played Starships on PC or on iPad, and let me know what games you'd like me to cover next. Be sure to subscribe for more in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.